The essay, A Journey Through the Dharma After 70, Moving Smarter, Not More. A lesson in impermanence and wisdom. A hawk circles high above a windswept plain, its cry piercing the stillness as dusk paints the grasses amber. I stand at the edge, boots sinking into the soil, the horizon blurring into shadow. A single feather drifts down, landing soft at my feet, and I bend to touch it. Fragile, fleeting, a whisper of flight already gone. That document's first chord strikes me here, sharp and clear. After 70, health isn't forged by pushing harder, walking farther, but by stepping wiser, with care. The Dharma unfurls its wings in this moment, its truth of anicca, impermanence, settling over me like the fading light. The hawk soars on, the feather rests, and I feel the years in my bones. A body that's carried me far, now asking not for force, but for grace. Those words linger, etched in memory. The belief that more exercise promises more life is a threadbare tale. I think of my grandmother, her silver hair catching the sun as she rocked on the porch, her steps fewer yet fuller in their calm. She'd watch the world rush by and murmur, "I don't chase the wind anymore. I let it find me." Her face, lined with time, haunts me now. A map of quiet knowing I didn't grasp then. The Dharma's middle way threads through this, neither straining beyond the body's song, nor sinking into stillness too soon. After 70, joints groan with stories of lifting children, climbing stairs, enduring winters, and overdoing it risks cracking that vessel, while idleness lets it rate. The document nods to Tai Chi, slow arcs in the morning air, and I see it as a dance with the present, muscles waking gentle, mind resting in each breath. Across the United States, where fitness trackers buzz and trails beckon, this cuts against the grain. Older adults, a farmer in Nebraska with calloused hands, a nurse in New Jersey with weary knees, might feel the culture's drumbeat. Keep moving, keep proving, outrun Timai. But the Dharma offers a softer path. Impermanence isn't a foe to wrestle, it's a teacher to heed. I picture a woman in Montana, her shoulders tight from decades of care, setting down the weight of more for the ease of enough. Or a man in Alabama, his gait slowed by years, tracing Tai Chi's curves as dawn breaks. These aren't feats of endurance, they're acts of reverence. Each motion, a nod to the body's journey. Each pause, a bow to its limits. This isn't just about the physical, it's a peeling back of illusion. The Four Noble Truths hum beneath. Suffering grows from clinging, to youth's vigor, to the myth of control. After 70, holding tight to endless walking can knot the spirit. Pain flaring in hips, fatigue dimming the day. Letting go, as the Buddha taught, isn't defeat. It's trust in the rhythm of what is. I recall a night alone, the house dark, when I paced restless until I sat, tracing the armrest's grain, and felt peace settle. That's the gift here. Permission to listen, to move smarter, not harder, to meet the body's whisper with compassion. The hawk's feather didn't linger, carried off by the wind, yet its lesson stayed. A fleeting guide to live not louder, but deeper. For those in their golden years, where aging can feel like a quiet exile, this is a lantern in the dusk. In America's rush, slowing down might seem a surrender, but the Dharma reframes it. Wisdom lies in the pause, strength in the gentle. Picture a backyard at sunrise, bare feet on dew, arms flowing like branches. 5 minutes of Tai Chi, trumping an hour's grind. The document calls this efficiency. I call it awakening. A surrender to anicca's tide, a chance to adapt with grace. For every retiree dreading the treadmill's hum, or every grandparent aching to chase the young, this is freedom. Vitality isn't a trophy, it's a breath. Alive in mindful steps, pulsing with the now. This first stretch sets the path ablaze, a fire to warm the journey ahead. The hawk's cry fades, but its echo carries me forward. Through nourishment, rest, connection, each lesson a feather lifted higher. For now, I cradle this truth. In the tender art of moving smart, we don't just stretch years. We weave them rich, radiant with the Dharma's light. Holy hours to hold, the art of rest and gentle strength. A dance with equanimity. The plain yields to a forest as night falls, stars pricking through a canopy of pines. A brook babbles nearby, its voice a thread in the dark, and I settle on a mossy stone, the coolness seeping through me. The air hums with quiet, and that document's next note rises soft. After 70, strength isn't just motion. It's the balance of effort and rest, a rhythm that heals. The Dharma wraps around this, its gift of upekkha, equanimity, flowing like the brook. The pines stand tall, not by resisting the wind, but by bending with it. And so must we. In these later years, learn to weave exertion with ease, rooting ourselves in a stillness that renews. The lecture's whisper takes hold. Low-impact moves, chair stretches, yoga's gentle sway, water's buoyant lift. Build without breaking, while rest mends what time frays. I think of my mother, her silhouette by the fire, her hands once swift with a needle now tracing slower paths. She'd stretch in the morning, deliberate, not to conquer, but to greet the day, and say, rest isn't empty, it's where you grow. The Dharma nods, its middle way a compass, neither pushing past the body's hymn, nor letting it fade into silence. After 70, muscles mend at a softer pace, joints murmur their tales, and the rush to keep up can unravel us. The document suggests a cadence: walk today, breathe deep tomorrow. And I see it as a dance, each step paired with a pause, each pause a chance to rise anew. In America, where the clock ticks loud and rest feels like a thief, this lands with a quiet thud. Older adults, a carpenter in Idaho with weathered hands, a teacher in Florida with tired eyes, might know the cost of overreach, the way bones ache when pushed too far. The document offers a lifeline, whole body acts that cradle the frame, like stretching seated or floating in a pool's embrace. I picture a woman in Nevada, her silver braid swaying as she lifts arms in yoga, or a man in Michigan, his cane resting as he bends slow. These aren't marathons, they're rituals of care, each motion a brush of mindfulness, each rest a stroke of peace. The Dharma's voice deepens this. Equanimity isn't laziness, it's harmony, attending to the body's cycle with steady hands. This isn't just recovery, it's a shedding of burden. The Noble Eightfold Path threads through right effort, not straining beyond what serves, paired with right mindfulness, tuning to the moment's pulse. I recall a winter dusk, the house still, when I sank into a chair, shoulders dropping, and felt the day dissolve, not lost, but held. The document urges balance, light stretches on rest days, deep breaths to cradle repair. And I see it as a release of clinging, a bow to Anika's truth. For every elder who fears rest steals strength, or who pushes through pain to prove, this is a gentle arm. Pause, mend, and stand taller. It's not about doing less, it's about being more. Alive in the rhythm of now. For those in their later years, where retirement can loom like a void, this is a beacon through the pines. In a land that exalts the grind, the Dharma reframes the stone. You are whole in your ease, not broken. Picture a morning by the brook, legs stretching soft as light filters through, or a pool's hold, weightless and free. The document calls this moderation. I call it reverence, a dance with upekkha's calm, a chance to thrive without strain. For the woman whose hands once shaped dough, or the man whose boots once trod fields, this is liberation. Strength that bends, not breaks. rooted in rest, blooming in balance. This step flows from the hawk's flight, a forest deepening the plain. Wise movement lit the way. Now rest steadies it. Each truth a root sinking lower. Through diet, sleep, and beyond. Each breath a star in the night. For now, I hold this closos. In the tender weave of effort and ease, we don't just persist. We flourish. Our days aglow with the Dharma's quiet fire, warm and whole, nourishing the body, feeding the soul. A practice of compassion. The forest thins as dawn breaks, revealing a clearing where wildflowers nod under a tender sun. A raspberry bush tangles at the edge, its fruit a burst of red, and I pluck one, its tartness waking my tongue. That document's next chord hums through the air. After 70, longevity hinges not just on motion or rest, but on what we take in. Nourishment is a cornerstone of life. The Dharma blooms here. Its call to ahimsa, compassion, reaching deep. I think of my aunt, her kitchen, a sanctuary of steam and scent, her hands offering a bowl of berries with a smile that lit the room. She fed more than bodies, she fed spirits, and I see now how this act mirrors the path. Care turned inward, a gift to the self that time has shaped. The lecture's voice takes root. Antioxidants, blueberries, green tea, soy, guard against aging's slow tide. While proteins, fish, eggs, natto, shore up muscles that waned. My aunt's miso soup simmers in memory, her meals a quiet hymn to health she never preached. The Dharma's mindfulness sharpens this. Eating isn't a chore, it's a sacred thread, honoring the body's impermanence. After 70, muscle fades like petals in fall. Blood sugar dances if meals grow heavy or sparse. The document suggests a rhythm. Smaller bites, more often. Nuts at 10, cheese at 5. And I see it as a pulse of presence. Each taste a chance to stay alive to the day. Each swallow a brush with the now. In America where drive-thrus gleam and diets sway between feast and fast, this lands with a soft jolt. Older adults, a baker in Tennessee stirring oats, a fisherman in Alaska slicing cod, might feel the years in their frame, the way energy ebbs without warning. The document maps a way: yogurt and berries at dawn, salmon at noon, tofu miso at dusk. I picture a woman in Arizona, her table bright with greens, or a man in Minnesota, cracking an egg into a pan sizzle. These aren't banquets, they're acts of devotion. Each choice a shield against time's quiet wear, each bite a thread of care. The Dharma whispers, compassion begins here. Feeding the body well feeds the soul. A step toward freedom from suffering's grasp. This isn't just food, it's a web of connection. The 5 contemplations murmur before each meal. This is Earth's gift, hand's labor, life's weave. I recall a summer evening alone with a handful of almonds, their crunch grounding me as crickets sang. The document urges protein through the day, natto's earthiness, fish's flake, and smaller portions to steady the flame. It's not about stuffing a void. It's about kindling warmth, energy flowing without the crash of too much. For every elder who skips from habit or piles plates from memory, this is a tender nudge. Nourish as you'd nurture a friend, with intent, not haste. It's a practice of ahimsa, a bow to the body's song, a chance to live awake for those in their golden years where purpose can blur in the everyday. This is a flower in the clearing. In a culture tying worth to output, the Dharma reframes the plate. You deserve this care, this taste of foi. Picture a morning with tea steaming, its heat curling through your hands, or a shared snack, laughter seasoning the air. The document calls this health. I call it love, a thread of right intention from the path. For the woman whose garden fed a family, or the man whose strength lifted crates, this is renewal. Vitality woven bite by bite, rooted in kindness, blooming in the moment's grace. This step flows from the forest's hush, a clearing bright with dawn. Rest steadied me. Now nourishment fuels me. Each truth a petal unfurling wider. Through sleep, strength, and be fond. Each taste a sunbeam on the path. For now, I hold this close. In the quiet act of feeding well, we don't just sustain, we sanctify. Our days rich with the Dharma's steady glow, vibrant and whole, filling the gaps with wisdom. A lesson in discernment. The clearing fades as the path dips into a ravine, where a creek runs swift over polished stones, its surface glinting like a mirror. I kneel at its edge, scooping water to my lips, the chill a spark against my skin. A fish darts beneath, a flash of silver, and I watch it weave through the current. Effortless, yet bound to its flow. That document's next note ripples here. After 70, diet alone can't hold us. Absorption wanes, and wisdom must bridge the gap. The Dharma shines through, its call to right understanding. Samadhi, clear as the creek. The fish thrives by knowing its stream, and so must we, discerning what this aging body needs, filling its hollows with a steady seeing on. The lecture's truth sinks deep. Nutrients, B12, DAS, calcium, zinc, slip past the body's grasp, their lack etched in memory's blur, or limbs' faint tremor. I think of my uncle, his voice once a thunder across the table, now silent, his steps faltering from a numbness he couldn't trace. He'd heap his plate, trusting plenty would suffice, yet the body whispered otherwise. The Dharma warns clinging to old ways, to the myth of enough, breeds dukkha's quiet ache. After 70, absorption fades, and food must pair with insight. Fish and dairy for B12, nuts and spinach for magnesium, seeds or oysters for zinc. The document urges intent, and I see it as a waking eye. Each choice a question. Does this reach the body's core? In America, where aisles brim with pills and health hums with quick fix-its, this cuts through the clamor. Older adults, a seamstress in Ohio, threading her last needle, a mechanic in Utah rubbing worn hands, might feel time's toll in their frame, the way clarity dims or strength ebbs. The document offers a guide, supplements as allies, not saviors. Calcium with D, B12 with care. I picture a woman in Vermont, stirring natto into her dawn, or a man in Colorado, cracking seeds by the hearth. These aren't cures, they're acts of precision. Each dose a stone on the path, each choice a thread of mindfulness. The Dharma's voice deepens this. Discernment isn't excess, it's stewardship. Attending to the body as a fleeting home. This isn't just nutrition, it's a facing of truth. The three marks, anicca, dukkha, anatta, flow here. The body shifts, its needs morph, and no self stands apart from this tide. I recall a morning alone, sunlight slanting through the blinds, when I held a glass and felt its weight, small yet vital. The document suggests filling gaps, zinc from seeds, D from sun. And I see it as a surrender to now, not a war on then. For every elder who trusts a full plate or downs pills blind, this is a soft call. See clear, choose true, let the body's song guide. It's not about chasing youth, it's about meeting age with eyes wide. A practice of samadhi lighting the way for those in their later years where frailty looms or hope flickers. This is a creek's steady run, and a land where health feels like a riddle. The Dharma simplifies. You're not failing, only changing, and care starts with knowing. Picture a meal with fish flaking soft, or a walk in the sun, light soaking deep. The document calls this strategy phi. I call it clarity, a thread of right effort from the path. For the woman whose hands stitched lives, or the man whose eyes scanned skies, this is power. Life held not by force, but by a wise, gentle touch. This step flows from the clearing's bloom, a ravine carving deeper. Nourishment fueled me. Now discernment steadies me. Each truth a stone in the stream. Through sleep, strength, and beyond. Each sip a glint of light. For now, I hold this close. In the clear act of filling what's needed, we don't just persist. We rise, our days lit by the Dharma's tender flame, grounded and alive. The sanctuary of sleep, a return to stillness. The ravine climbs to a plateau as dusk gathers, the sky a bruise of purple and gold. A lone cedar stands watch, its scent sharp in the air, and I lie at its roots, the earth cool against my back. The day fades, and a stillness cloaks me, thick with night's promise. That document's next note whispers through the branches. After 70, sleep isn't mere rest. It's a sanctuary, a deep well, where body and mind mend. The Dharma hums here, its gift of sati, mindfulness, drawing me in. The cedar holds firm through seasons, and so must we root ourselves in quality sleep, finding rebirth not in hours, but in the depth of letting go. The lecture's truth settles soft. After 70, fitful sleep weakens the shield, fogs the mind, while deep rest knits what frays. I think of my father, his chair a nook by the glass, his naps shallow until night smoothed his breath. Some mornings he'd rise clear, others clouded, and I see now how sleep painted his hours. The Dharma warns, clinging to screens, to wakefulness, stirs suffering's restless wave. After 70, the body craves not just time down, but a stillness that heals. Brain rinsing clear, muscles easing loose. The document offers a way. A room at 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, lights low, chamomile's warmth to guide the fall. I see it as a ritual of release, each act a shedding of the day's skin. In America, where nights flicker with blue and rest bows to bustle, this lands with quiet force. Older adults, a librarian in Maine knitting late, a trucker in Kansas staring at stars, might know the cost of broken sleep, the way it dims joy's edge. The document cautions against screens, their light tricking the mind. And I picture a woman in Oregon, her phone set aside, or a man in Louisiana, sipping valerian as dusk deepens. These aren't tricks. They're acts of refuge. Each choice a turn to peace, each breath a step to calm. The Dharma's voice deepens this. Sleep is a shedding of self, a mirror to anatta, just being, restored in the dark's embrace. This isn't just slumber. It's a sacred return. The Satipatthana Sutta threads through mindfulness even in rest, preparing the mind to settle. I recall a night alone, the house hushed, when I lay tense until 5 slow breaths softened me, the world fading gentle. The document suggests melatonin's nudge, music's lull, and I see it as a bridge to stillness, ascended into a sanctuary of peace, a place where the body heals, the mind clears, a haven of renewal. For every elder who tosses restless or fights sleep's pull, this is a steady hand. Release the day. Trust the night. Let mending unfold. It's not about forcing rest. It's about crafting its hold, a practice of sati in the quiet. For those in their later years, where clarity fades or peace beckons, this is a cedar's shade. In a culture prizing wakefulness, the Dharma reframes the night. You're whole in rest, not less. Picture a room dimmed soft, air cool, breath slowing as tea warms the throat, a haven of calm. The document calls this quality. I call it grace, a thread of right mindfulness from the path. For the woman whose nights rocked cradles, or the man whose dawns broke with toil, this is rebirth. Vitality rising in stillness, rooted in surrender, blooming in the hush. This step flows from the ravine's gleam, a plateau cloaked in dusk. Discernment lit my choices, now sleep heals them. Each truth a root sinking deep, through strength, connection, and beyond. Each breath, a cedar's whisper. For now, I hold this close. In the deep sanctuary of sleep, we don't just recover, we awaken. Our days kissed by the Dharma's tender glow, steady and alive. Strength in simplicity, a path of stability and presence. The plateau dips to a valley as dawn spills pink across the hills, a heron gliding low over a pond's still face. I step to the water's edge, bending slow to rise, feeling the earth hold me firm. That document's next note hums through the mist. After simplicity, strength isn't hewn from strain, but from simple moves that steady the body and ground the soul. The Dharma lives here, its call to right effort, Sama Vayama, guiding me true. The heron lands light, poised, and so can we. Building resilience with ease, balancing on life's shifting shore, with a calm, rooted heart. The lecture's voice takes wing, low-impact acts. Slow stands from a chair, band stretches, one leg holds. Fortify without fraying, paired with rest to mend what sleep leaves. I think of my neighbor, her porch a perch for the world, her legs testing gravity with each deliberate rise. A quiet win. The Dharma warns. Pushing too far stirs dukkha. Neglecting motion dims the flame. After 70, joints sing their past. Balance teeters like a reed in the breeze. Yet the document offers a way. Daily tasks, lifting a bottle, striding long. Become presence, not pain. I see it as a heron's grace, each act a thread of mindfulness, steadying the frame for life's dance. In America where gyms gleam and youth's echo rings, this lands like a soft wind. Older adults, a gardener in Iowa tracing rows, a clerk in Seattle stepping slow, might know a fall's sting, frailty's shadow near. The document points to bands or a toothbrush balance, and I picture a man in Idaho, cane aside as he lifts a bag, or a woman in Virginia, toes gripping as she stands. These aren't feats, they're offerings, each move a pulse of care, each hold a breath of now. The Dharma's voice deepens this. Effort isn't conquest, it's alignment, attending to the body with steady wings. This isn't just strength, it's a rooting in balance. The Noble Eightfold Path threads here. Right effort with right concentration, a focus that steadies. I recall a morning alone, kitchen still, when I stood on one leg, wobbling then firm. A small triumph of breath. The document urges strides or slow pulls, and I see it as a bow to anicca, adapting, not clinging. For every elder fearing a slip or shying from ache, this is a gentle lift. Start here. Trust the small. Let stability rise. It's not about lifting mountains. It's about holding ground. A practice of presence in the valley's calm. For those in their later years, where falls loom or pride flickers, this is a heron's poise. In a culture equating strength with strain, the Dharma reframes the pond. You're strong in simplicity, not less. Picture a dawn stretch, band arcing soft, or a seaside stand, leg lifted as water flows, a quiet power. The document calls this low impact. I call it courage, a thread of right action from the path. For the woman whose steps chased kids, or the man whose hands shaped wood, this is renewal. Resilience woven move by move, rooted in ease, blooming in the still. This step flows from the plateau's hush, a valley bathed in dawn. Sleep restored me. Now strength steadies me. Each truth a ripple on the pond. Through mind, connection, and beyond. Each move a heron's glide. For now I hold this close. In the quiet power of simple acts, we don't just stand. We soar. Our days lit by the Dharma's steady glow. Firm and alive. A mind alive. A heart connected. A tapestry of joy and compassion. The valley rises to a hill as noon blazes heats. Sunlight gilding a grove where voices weave. Laughter stifles, a shared hum beneath an oak's wide arms. I join the circle, hands tracing a book's edge, the air alive with warmth. That document's next note sings bright. After Century City, the body thrives with care, but the mind and heart bloom through joy and bonds. The Dharma dances here, its gift of metta, loving kindness, and right intention. Sama Sankappa, lifting me high. The oak shelters all, and so can we, threading our days with delight and kinship, a tapestry of life's glow. The lecture's truth takes root. Daily acts, reading, gardening, puzzles, sharpen the mind, while others steady the heart. I think of my cousin, her kitchen a haven of dough and sketches, her eyes alight with each new spark. She'd call kin to share a dish, her voice a bridge, and I see how she wove vitality through her hours. The Dharma warns, solitude dims, routine dulls, both dukkha's quiet veils. After 70, the brain craves play, the soul kinship, and the document offers a way. A Sudoku grid, a chat by the fire, a hobby's dawn. I see it as a waking heart, each act a thread of mindfulness, keeping the spirit young. In America, where silence cloaks retirement and screens outshine talk, this lands with tender force. Older adults, a carpenter in Wyoming whittling alone, a nurse in Illinois sorting photos, might know quiet's ache, the mind's slow fog. The document suggests small joys, lyrics copied, a seed sown. And I picture a man in Maine, pencil on a puzzle, or a woman in Nevada, book in hand. These aren't grand quests. They're pulses of life, each one a brush of presence, a spark of youth. The Dharma's voice deepens this. Joy isn't extra, it's essence, a way to meet Anicca with wonder, not wait. This isn't just doing, it's a weave of connection. The Sangha hums here. In community, we find ourselves. I recall an afternoon alone, the house still, when a friend's call lifted the hush, her laugh a balm, her words a mirror. The document urges talks, clubs, and I see it as a bow to interdependence, each bond a root, each tale a flame. For every elder feeling time stretched thin, or shying from new. This is a warm call. Reach out, share your glow, let the heart sing. It's not about filling space, it's about kindling light, a practice of metta turned wide and deep. For those in their later years, where relevance fades or meaning calls, this is an oak's embrace. In a culture prizing youth's rush, the Dharma reframes the grove. You're vital in your now, not your then. Picture a porch talk, tales threading air, or a plot tended, hands dirty with hope. A radiant weave. The document calls this mental health. I call it lay. A thread of right speech from the path. For the woman whose voice filled rooms, or the man whose tools built homes, this is rebirth. A mind alive, a heart held blooming in the circle's glow. This step flows from the valley's poise, a hill crowned with noon. Strength rooted me. Now connection lifts me. Each truth a leaf spreading wide. Through purpose, legacy, and beyond, each voice an oak's shade. For now I hold this close, in the quiet joy of doing and the warm weave of being. We don't just linger, we shine. Our days lit by the Dharma's boundless flame, vibrant and whole, living fully, here and now. A legacy of wisdom and light. The hill slopes to a bluff as dusk falls. The sky a blaze of amber and violet, a lake below catching the last of the sun. I stand at the brink, the water's hush, a steady hymn beneath the evening's breath. That document's final note swells like the lake's tide. After 70, it's not just about stretching years, it's about living them full. A life of health, kinship, and meaning. The Dharma crowns this, its gift of right view. Samadhi, glowing through me. The lake mirrors the sky steady and vast, And so can we, shaping our days not to endure, but to radiate, a legacy of light for those who come after. The lecture's truth gathers like twilight. These secrets, movement, rest, food, sleep, strength, joy, bonds, aren't laws but doors, a chance to shed old skins and step into habits that lift. I think of my grandfather, his rocker a throne of quiet might, his gaze beyond the hills as if seeing through time. He'd press a coin or a tale into my hand, his presence a gift he never named, and I see how he lived this path. Unspoken, sheer, the Dharma warns, clinging to strain, to solitude, to neglect, dims our spark, a dukkha we can loose. The document asks, which will you take up? I see it as a waking soul, each choice a ripple, each day a chance to shine anew. In America, where aging can feel like a drift to the edge, this lands with steady power. Older adults, a miner in Montana watching peaks fade, a cook in Georgia stirring dusk's pot, might know years wait, the fear of vanishing, or the hope for calm. The document urges tweak, Tai Chi at dawn, a shared meal, a deep night. And I picture a man in Vermont, his porch a hub of voices, or a woman in Alabama, her plot a testament to care. These aren't leaps, they're threads of inmod, each one a pulse of mindfulness, a life that glows. The Dharma's voice deepens this. Living well isn't a chase, it's a giving, a turn to freedom through the now. This isn't just lasting, it's a planting of roots. The three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, hum here. Refuge in wisdom, truth, community, a light to pass on. I recall a dusk alone, the sky afire, when my mother's absence cut deep, yet her lessons lingered, a torch I could bear. The document calls for action. Try one, share one, and I see it as a bow to anatta, no fixed self, just a flow enriched by giving. For every elder doubting their place or longing to echo still, this is a firm hand. Live here, give your light, let your days teach. It's not about years alone, it's about depth, a legacy carved in the quiet courage of now. For those in their golden years, where shadows loom or purpose calls, this is a lake's embrace. In a culture glancing past the old, the Dharma reframes the bluff. You're a source, not a shade. Your life a tide others ride. Picture a stretch at dawn, a tale told, a hand outstretched. These are your gems, your glow. The document calls this practice. I call it eternity, a thread of right livelihood from the path. For the woman whose voice soothed kin, or the man whose work shaped towns, this is forever. A life full, a heart wide, blooming in the moment's hold. This final step flows from the hill's noon, a bluff bathed in dusk. Connection warmed me, now living crowns me, each truth a wave cresting home. Through all we've walked, each breath a lake's mirror. The path ends, yet begins. In the steady act of living these truths, we don't just age, we ascend. Our days lit by the Dharma's boundless glow, radiant and whole. The lake runs deep, and so do we. Seekers, lanterns, alive in the tide.